I
You want to
didn't
do
want
that
to,
one first?
that's just what popped up first. I think
Yeah,
you
you can.
wanted to, we can?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go
Well, I
ahead.
was just
Yeah.
going to ask you about the Beskar armor because that's something that everybody knows you for, and you're kind of well known for that. And both of my daughters really love The Mandalorian, so uh, they're like, "Mom, you have to ask him about the Beskar armor." I'm like, yeah, okay. But
Sure.
I wanted to anyway, and I just wondered, like, what is it actually made of, and how did you come up with the idea for this?
Well, the armor material, and this is, just in conversations, I think I explained it before that there were some folks involved in the Lucasfilm and Star Wars enterprise, the Star Wars culture that had communicated with me years ago, and they had started using this to discuss armor because we were discussing high performance materials and some of the proprietary things we were working on. And one of the high performance materials that we have it's a very lightweight uh, armor and high temperature alloy that we can use in aircraft structures. And it does have an element that other materials do not have in it to
Wow.
enhance the structure. And I'm sorry, I can't share the element right at the moment, but
That's
it's
Yeah.
okay. I'm not
element.
gonna try. I'm not
And
gonna try to
so
get you in trouble.
it, it's an alloy, and it's a proprietary alloy, and it will be found in some of our future fighter aircraft and spacecraft.
Oh,
And
cool.
we're increasing the content, but it's one of these magical alloys that has higher strength, tensile strength than titanium and lower weight than aluminum. And
Wow.
when you talk about this stuff 20 years ago or 25 years ago, it was pretty exciting to the Star Wars community. And I don't know if it I think a lightsaber could probably cut it, but in future iterations, we'd like to have it lightsaber proof.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
what you have to build next, eh?
Well, yeah, that's one of those projects we've been working on for a long time, and it has a lot to do
Oh,
with frequency and phase, and
yep.
lightsabers pretty cool. Cutting with light, big important
Oh,
technological.
yes. Can be
So
done. It has been done.
that's
Um,
the best. Yeah.
so how did you come up with this? What made you even be able to come up with this?
Well, there's two things. Really, I think that there was another element to it because we've been working on body armor for a long time. And
Mm.
I mean, like 20 some years. And we do have the whole project actually came out of something we called STAG, which was called Stavatti Tactical Armored Garment. And this was on our website years ago. And the whole idea was really to put together a suit of armor that could be worn by a pilot while flying a fighter, and it would also be a pressure suit and a G suit. So it has elements of all
Oh,
of that. And even if you want to go into the more fantastic iterations, have components similar to the Dune still suits. So
Mm.
the idea is that
wow.
you would be protected in the cockpit in case you suffered vehicle damage. If you ejected, you would have a higher survivability, and if you landed someplace after ejection, you could continue the fight and survive in the middle of nowhere. And so that was the general idea. And this was,
Wow.
something mass produced and sized. And actually, there's a contract we recently received. It's one of the orders we received, purchase orders for a next generation body armor, integrated body armor suit, similar to what the Mandalorians wear, and that concept that would incorporate these elements. And so it even gets into the jetpack component. We do have different
Mm.
technologies, like what we're using for our propulsion system in the hover car and some advanced aircraft can migrate directly to a jetpack. And of course, Bell Aerospace up here in Niagara Falls developed
Yes.
first jetpacks, the first rocket belts. That actually worked, and they
Yep.
demonstrated a lot in the 60s and 70s,
Yeah.
but they're really cumbersome. And so the other issue with a rocket pack, like you have that Boba Fett or the Mandalorian wears, is you could really roast your buttocks. And you don't really want a rocket pack. You want some type of flight pack, but not a rocket pack, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound comfortable at all. Is
So
this kind of like, can this also be like a Faraday cage in a way? I've heard that suits of armor were once Faraday cages.
I think there's really too many gaps and holes in it to do that because
Ah,
you have like
right,
Yeah,
you have a body stocking underneath more or less, and then and there's some elements. I mean, when you really dig into it, the costume armor depicted that is worn in the Mandalorian isn't exactly like you would fit a real body armor.
right.
Um, and
yeah,
it's as you study what they do in the show and the series, there's a big difference. But
Yes.
but what we're trying to do is really have an integrated system, and we've already designed some of the early suits. We did that over the years, and so that's a lot of fun, and we don't advertise it too much except in our marketing literature for defense purposes. But as
great.
fighter planes come out, one of the big elements of next generation fighters is helmet mounted display systems, uh, and helmet mounted displays that actually allow you to move your head around and eject without dying. And that's a
Yeah,
big problem because a lot of the helmets that are out have had some, serious issues with respect to whether or not a pilot can survive ejection and not get their neck broken.
Oh,
So those are all important aspects. So really having a cool, stylish suit that actually works, is functional, and made out of a material that really will protect you. And it's kind of
yeah,
over the years, there's a few different aspects of armor, and one of the things we've concentrated very heavily on is foam metal sandwich materials,
right.
uh, and that results in a different kind of body armor that's a lot more robust, and it's more like a suit that you'd find in a lot of manga or Japanese anime, and the Gundam type stuff and all of
Right.
that. So that's something else that we're working on, but it's not really suitable for the cockpit, but it's definitely a better way of solving this.